Give us courage, guide our feet, our hearts, our wheels, help us move forward, and be with us as we hold up a beacon to the cancer of systemic racism and white supremacy that we have all committed our lives and our hearts to dismantling. In that spirit we pray, in that spirit we love, in that spirit we move forward. Amen. Amen. Go bring announcements, please.
I'm going to read off a few of our demands. You'll see people passing these sheets out. Try to grab yourself one. So when somebody looks at you and says you're a fool for protesting, you can look back at them and show them that the proof is in the pudding. We want a Department of Justice investigation into the police execution of our brother, Marcus Golden. That's right. All right. We all know that the police are paid to lie. It's okay for them to lie. That's how it's written in the statute. That's right. So we want body cameras on all of our officers. All right.
Yes.
Our city, our state, this country spends a lot of money paying for the mistakes and the brutality that's done by police officers. Right.
That's right.
We want them to carry their own liability insurance.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. Twice before they kick somebody's ass or before they kill them. As far as the fair, again, this ain't just about the state fair. It's about the bigger picture. But they do represent some of the same disparities that we see in our city of St. Paul, some of the same disparities we see across the state, and definitely across this nation. So we want real representation of African Americans and other people of color at the fair. All right. Yes. We want the fair to know that admitting that you have a colorblind policy is admitting to us that you don't care.
Right.
And there's no way everyone's represented if you have a colorblind policy.
All right.
Right.
And finally, we've had a lot of support, a lot of haters, but one of our biggest supporters has been Black Lives Matter Minneapolis. Okay, thank you. So we also have a message to the city of Bloomington, to the Mall of America, to Sandra Johnson, drop them charges. The more we continue to work together as a people and we unite, that's the way we end the injustices. We try to do it as individuals, it doesn't work. History has shown us that. We must do it together. We must collaborate. Looking at yourselves, you look at the people next to you, there's a lot of white people out here.
That's right.
A lot of our allies.
All right.
You let them know this ain't just a black thing, it's a people thing.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right.
Black Lives Matter St. Paul, Miss Sharyll Allen.
Yes.
There's several reasons why I feel like this is really important, but one thing, being born and raised in St. Paul, the police here, we have a system called, in our community we call them the jump out boys.
Yeah.
They walk around and they ride around, mean mugging. If we're more than 3 on the corner, they let us know that we need to go move around. I don't think that that's fair and it ain't right. You can go ahead and say it behind me. That ain't right.
That ain't right, sister.
Another issue with the jump out boys is they terrorize people who aren't even criminals. When they jump out like 15 at a time out of 2 different vehicles in really quick speed. This is something like, as a regular citizen just going inside the grocery store, that's terroristic to me. I'm a community member. I work with youth. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I don't deserve to be terrorized by the police. If they have a criminal, and 9 times out of the 10, they release these individuals. These aren't even real criminals. These are just people that they look at because they're African American and they assume that they're criminals, and so they jump out on them. We've got to get rid of this terrorism within our police department. That's something that's very important to me here in St. Paul. On a national level, I think it's unbelievably important. I think that if we can somehow reform the police into looking at us as human beings, that in every situation we can work better together. We can work in education together, better together. We can work in the rec centers. I'm talking from what I know. There's a lot of problems in these situations, in these systems that need to be addressed. That's all I have to say.
So I just want to say very quickly that I'm here with Black Lives Matter Minneapolis, and we're here in support of Black Lives Matter St. Paul because we understand that in order for us all to be liberated, we have to be in collaboration with one another. That's right. And right now, we're in a moment when the governor cares more about the state fair being disrupted than black bodies dying in the street.
All right.
He can call us out and say we're inappropriate, but he can't say one thing about black bodies being murdered in the street. That ain't right. That ain't right. I want to hear you say it. That ain't right. 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 We're also in a moment when people in Minnesota care more about corn dogs and fried food being disrupted than black bodies being gunned down in the street. That ain't right. 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 So today, we're going to stay on message and make sure that this is a peaceful protest, and we're here for one reason and one reason only, to proclaim that Black Lives Matter. So when I say Black Lives, you say matter. Black Lives 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 Matter. Give it up for yourselves. All right, so we're going to have the aunt of Monique Golden grace us with a few words. Monique?
Thank you so much. Black Lives Matter St. Paul, we just want to thank each and every one of you who have come out to stand here with us today as individuals or as individuals or in your organizations. We've got support from several different groups, and we just thank you so much, and you'll be hearing from most of those groups today. Particularly, we have Native Lives Matters here to speak about what's happening with our Native and Indigenous lives, and it's so important that we engage them as well. It's important that they have a platform, and we wanted to share that with them because we're in this together. They've been supporting us and marching with us, so we want to make sure that we are embracing them and everyone that is being suppressed. So we just want to thank you for that. I am Marcus Golden's aunt, and I thank you for showing support and the love that I've and my family we've received since he was executed in January. We've had multiple different stories from the police. They've changed audio recordings, they've changed their stories. The report came out, it doesn't even add up. It's like I'm reading science fiction. I can't even believe it. You know, I feel like if I look down, I'm dreaming. Maybe I have on some ruby red slippers and I'm in the land of Oz, and I want to tell the police, you know what? You need to go see the Oz and get a brain because we're not going to believe this. You must be crazy if you think we're falling for this. So we thank you for your support. We're going to press for an external investigation into Marcus Golden's homicide, which is necessary. We want to make sure that the St. Paul Police and police departments throughout the state are not doing internal investigations. You cannot investigate yourself because that's just the cover-up. That's all that is. So we have a list of demands. Those are two things that are on the list of demands, and we want to see that happen. Those are very, very reasonable, tangible things that can happen. So we will be addressing this with the governor as well as our other items. It's so important that these things are done. We shouldn't have to be standing out here asking for our human rights and for equal protection under the law. We shouldn't have to be here. If you have common decency and concern for your brother, you would do that. So obviously we are not recognized as being brothers and sisters of those who are holding the power. So we have to make them know we are not going to just sit here and be killed in the streets and take it like the skateboard past it like it never happened. We have got to continue to stand up and take the streets, because that's the only time we get attention. We shouldn't be like that. We've told you what's happening. They should act on it, and we keep moving. But that's not happening, so obviously they do not care. I don't know how you make someone care other than get in the street and disrupt things. So we are disrupting some things today. No justice, no peace. Thank you.
I'm Susan Montgomery. My son Tay Clinton is right here. As some of you may know, he was maced. Hello? He was maced in May by Minneapolis police when we were peaceful protesting for Tony Robinson. Okay, but this is not the only thing that he has been through. Since we have been in or around Minneapolis, he has been brutalized by teachers, white teachers, and police. He was arrested when he was 6 years old from Minneapolis Public Schools. This is what our brown and black kids are going through, okay? They're constantly being brutalized in our public school systems, in our communities, okay? And you need to understand we are here to represent many, many things with Black Lives Matter St. Paul, okay? The economic system, the school system. There's many things, the despairs, the disparities, the school to prison pipeline. My son did not get justice. He has not gotten justice. He probably will never get justice. The police have many, many rights. Our kids never have rights. Our kids never have rights. We are sick and tired of this. Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
I was maced by Minneapolis police when we were peaceful protesting, and I don't know, it feels really great to see all of you out here. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Thank you.
No justice,
No peace. I'm going to say, if we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Y'all got it? If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get our justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. That's right.
That's right.
Is here to support us. We want to let them speak.
let us know who you are.
Can y'all hear me?
Wow, yell into that.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. So we are APIs for Black Lives. And we're just here to support and stand in solidarity. So, hello St. Paul.
What is API?
Huh?
What is API? What is it?
API is just Asian Pacific Islanders. Asian American. Sorry, I'm not used to this thing, so. So my name is Chong. I'm Hmong American and I'm also queer. And when people on social media be like, all lives matter, they are acting on a stance to silence the violence against Black people.
That's right. That is right.
And that's the problem, because it only means some lives matter, and Black lives happen to be historically and currently on the list that does not matter. There is a big problem in our community when it's considered open season, with unlimited counts targeted towards Black lives. In silence, we unconsciously condone it. We need to say it loud over and over again. Black lives matter.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
So, our movement to reclaim our Asian American heritage was inspired by the examples of the Black Power movement.
All right.
To be Hmong means to be free, and to be Asian American means to resist. Asian Americans, we need to stop treating ourselves as guests in this country. We benefit in the form of citizenship and civil rights from the struggles of black people. Our accountability should be in ending violence against black lives.
Hi everyone! My name is Gonzales, and I am an undocumented API. And it's important to stand here and shout that Black Lives Matter and to fight alongside our black brothers and sisters. Because the cornerstone victory of the undocumented experience doesn't end at attaining our citizenship when the blood of our black brothers and sisters continue to spill against the Constitution that wasn't made for them to begin with. And the same level of criminalization that is incarcerating and killing our black brothers and sisters daily is deporting and separating our families across the entire nation. So when we say not one more, we are saying not one more deportation, not one more death, not one more hashtag, because we are so much more than that. We'll continue to support the movement for Black Lives, because I believe that until black brothers and sisters are free, then immigrants, undocumented or otherwise, will not find their freedom as well.
Hello everybody, my name is Linda Herr. I am Hmong American and I am queer. So much love here and it's just so good. We will not be silenced. We should not be silent, and we cannot be silent, because as Hmong Americans and Southeast Asians, as we celebrate our 40 years in America, in Minnesota, as Hmong American Day is validated at the State Fair on the last day, our people, our families did not escape cultural genocide, ethnic cleansing, war, oppression, and violence by a different country and government to come to America to then turn our eyes away. We are not to do that. Silencing our voices, especially if we are in positions of power, or deny that doesn't exist here in America today, right now, in Black lives and people in our neighborhoods, communities, and spaces we share with people. Our people did not come here to be agents of white supremacy, to the racial and class oppression divide. We should be alarmed and furious living in this capitalist white supremacist system that justifies and validates violence on Black lives and people. We are not safe, Hmong and Asian communities. Therefore, we must not be silent on Black Lives Matters. And with that, white supremacy is so pervasive and so ingrained, so normal. And I will not rest. And we must not rest. We will not stop. We will not be divided. We will not be the token Hmong, Asian, and person of color, so white leaders and decision makers can justify and perpetuate their institutional white supremacy and divide. Not with KQRS, not with KDWB, not with Thong Lee, not with Miss Saigon, not with Pointer Gate, and no, not divided with Black Lives Matter.
All right.
Thank you so much. For Black Lives.
Hey everyone, my name is Candace. I'm from Black Lives Matter Minneapolis. And one quick thing I wanted to do before we kicked everything off fully is I wanted to make sure that we're honoring the history of this movement. I want to make sure that the folks who are here are grounded in the reality and the fact that this movement was built and continues to be led by queer Black women. That this movement is led and is accountable to the lives of Black trans women. And then when we say Black Lives Matter, we mean all Black Lives Matter. We cannot build this movement with a narrative that marginalizes the people already marginalized within our community. simultaneously centering the lives and the leadership of Black trans people, Black queer women, and Black women. We are leading ourselves into more oppression. Woo! And if you can't get down with that, then you aren't down with Black Lives Matter. So I want you to say it with me. All Black Lives Matter. 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 Thank you.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Trent Cruz. I'm one of the organizers here with St. Paul Black Lives Matter. The mayor and the city council just passed a resolution to build a $20 million firing range facility. Who are they going to be practicing shooting?
Hello.
Black lives. We have to stop this nonsense. In Ramsey County, in St. Paul, the arrest record is 9-1. 9 blacks to every 1 for low-level offenses. We have to stop this. The disparities, the housing disparities, the employment disparities, the housing disparities has to be stopped right now. As far back as 1997, the Human Rights Director in St. Paul was going to sue the state fair for economic inequality. So we're here today to finish the job. Black Lives Matter. Before we get out of here, we're going to have one of our elders lead us in a libation, ask for protection. Welcome, Miss Rosemary.
I first want to thank everybody here today. I want to thank our youth for picking up the baton, because a lot of us elders are tired or got tired. Thank all of you elders here and people that brought their children out, because my children were in the struggle in California as little teeny children. And it's important that they be here so that they can carry this piece on. I want to quickly say, look at our liberal democratic governor. What the hell did he say? We should not do this today. This is our right to be here. Yep. Our constitutional right to be here. I want to say, we call it, like the old days, we call it an impromptu meeting on Tuesday between 5 and 5:30 at the governor's mansion. Right. So show up. Tell some other people to be there. We want to let him know how we feel. That's right. We heard how he feels. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go on with our libation. After I mention names, if you say Ashe and the tradition of ancient African culture, we know the ancestors are here with us today in spirit. They will be marching with us. Know you will be safe. Be close to each other, support each other. We're going to ask the women and children, families, and elders to come in the front, and the clergy as we get ready to head out. But I would just go ahead and say, please be there on Tuesday so they know. We have to be somewhere every week. Yeah. Once a month is not enough, okay? So I'm going to start with Sister Harriet Tubman. Ashe! Ashe! Sojourner Truth. Ashe! Mary McLuhan Bethune. Ashe! Marcus Garvey. Ashe! Malcolm. Ashe! Martin Luther King. Ashe! And all the other brothers and sisters, revolutionaries all over the world that have supported social justice movements. Ashe! Thank you. Be safe. Take care of yourselves and each other.